Welcome to Xuanzang's Tower. It's Saturday where I am, probably Saturday where you are too. And we have a class today with Mr. Adam Andrade. So um, it's a team class. Geshe Michael is not going to be here today. It seems that maybe some people heard about that because it's a small attendance. And there may have been some misunderstanding. I heard there were rumors circulating in chats that class was canceled today. Um, so if you feel like chatting to your people that class is in fact not canceled, and hurry up with everything they've got to get to Xuanzang's Tower, then they won't miss it. Adam, you look ready.
Yeah, man, I'm ready to go. Let me just get my homework up here for you
Poised in
guys.
the sky.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Are you the cap? You seem like the kind of guy who could captain an
Yeah.
airplane.
We'll see. What was that guy's name who downed the plane at in
Sully.
Hudson Bay? Yeah,
Sully.
Sully. That's it.
that'd be mine. Way to go.
The birds
Uh,
were my fault. The birds that flew into the engine. It was actually from my was, but I'll tell you that story another time.
yeah, totally. It sounds like one I need to hear.
You do, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I have to apologize because I realized that I've been including section numbers in my homeworks, and I realized that Geshe Michael isn't using the same document that I'm using. So in my documents, I have everything numbered, and I'll have to take my notes and my translation out, and then I'll share that document with you guys maybe before next class. Venerable Upala kind of brought that to my attention. But I think with some of these debate texts, it's a little easier to follow the arguments if you go from section to section instead of just speaking in broad terms about maybe 5 or 6 sections at a time. There's a lot of logical leaps that are made. So that's why I chose to start using section numbers in my homeworks. But once again, I'll get that new document out to Venerable Paula, and hopefully she'll be able to post that for you guys before the next class. Until then, though, we'll see what you guys can do with this. So in sections 563 to 565, Kachik says that if a stream were a substance, it would have to either be the same substance as its earlier and later moments or a different one, right? So we always know that if something's related to something else, it has to be related to them as being either the same substance or different, right? And if you wanted to study that more, there's an entire chapter in the collected topics that we spent maybe a year on called Chik Dang Tare, which means one or separate. So it kind of sets the groundwork for a lot of these arguments here. And if you don't have that background, you might have a hard time following some of these arguments. Um, Anyways, so why does this argument seem convincing at first? And how does the reply show the problem in it?
Hmm.
So for those of us who have the text, Adam,
Yes.
could you maybe put in the chat
The
where
sections?
the section, how the section starts, like the first several words, something that will allow us to.
Yeah, totally. Well,
Thank you.
you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. What we'll do is we'll just give the answer and then we'll kind of go through it from there. Instead of I'd have to go and dig through
Oh, I
all
see.
my
Okay.
documents. So it might be easier for us to just kind of go through the answer. That way you'll probably get the same thing at least. Um, okay. So the argument seems convincing because it gives only two choices, right? And both of them seem bad. So if the stream stops at the earlier moment, then it cannot connect to the later moments. But if it does not stop, then it would not stop at all, meaning that it would be unchanging. So the reply says that this reasoning is mistaken. Okay. So it uses the example of indivisible particles in the east and west to show that just because one thing is not present where or when another thing is, that it does not prove that they cannot be different substances. So basically what's going on here is do we all agree that earlier moments are non-existent? Right? So something's in the past, right? Can we say that the past doesn't, like, moments of the past are non-existent, right?
Seems okay.
Okay. Yeah, let's say
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, then in that case, we have to also, I mean, it's a big presupposition, but if we were to presuppose that, we would also have to say that earlier moments have no qualities, right?
If they don't, I guess if
existing
something
qualities,
doesn't
right.
exist, it doesn't.
It has no qualities, right?
Sure,
Exactly,
sure.
right? So
Yeah,
you
sure.
can't say that later moments are related to earlier moments in that sense. Do you see what
I
I'm
don't see
saying?
how you could say it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that would in essence mean that there would be no stream.
It
There would
does
be
mean
no
that.
gyun, right? There would be no substance there.
It
So
does.
it doesn't prove, but the interesting thing here is that it doesn't prove that streams are substances. Okay. But it does prove that Kachik's argument against streams is actually problematic. Does that make sense? So what KJRJ is doing here is he's not actually proving that substances are real with this argument, but he's proving that Kachik's argument is kind of bunk, right? And we have to go into really discussing why KJRJ brought up East and Western particles, right? And how exactly does that reasoning so how does discussing Eastern and Western particles kind of show that the reasoning is bad? Can anybody help me there? Do you remember what we were talking about in last class? And I have to pay. I'm making sure that I pay attention to the translators here. I have to go through my camera. Is everything good? Am I speaking too quickly? Kind of. Okay, I'll slow down. Sorry, guys.
I can't understand you. It's too fast. Just kidding.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, sorry. I'm going to try to be more mindful of you guys. So I have to make sure that I keep the cameras here, the video of the translators.
That's nice. Tim's translating
Thanks,
to
Sam.
his
Thanks,
cat. So
yeah. So basically, just because two things are different substances, right? It doesn't mean that one can be absent where the other is, right? I mean, it sounds a little wordy, but if you have Eastern and Western particles, they are different substances, correct? Can we say that? They're different substances, right?
If
Okay.
Eastern and Western are separate, then yes, they are.
Then they have to be. Yeah, totally. So what KJJ is kind of bringing up here is just because you have earlier and later moments that would be different substances, it doesn't necessarily prove that that one is absent when the other is, in reference to earlier and later moments. Do you see how that would kind of follow?
If
So
you
what he's
didn't
doing,
understand what earlier and later meant.
yeah, well, yeah, and I think really what's going on here is he's using that because we said that. Hold on, first, okay. Are we all on the same page, or do we need to discuss Eastern and Western particles a little more?
are those our
So
only
what-
two options?
Yeah, well, yeah, totally. Well, so what we got here is Eastern and Western particles are being used in a parallel way to talk about earlier and later moments. Okay. And so we might be able to translate the same thing and saying this is one of the ways that KJJ is again trying to disprove what Kachik is asserting here. But let's go on, because this next one will give us a little bit more context for the whole thing. I kind of tried to choose the homework questions so that they would build on each other. So in sections 567 to 571, KJJ uses the example of smoke and fire. So how does this example show that Kachik's view creates problems? And because, we don't have the sections, and I don't have any, the sections pulled up for you guys, we'll just go ahead and look at it here. So the argument says that if smoke has already been produced, then on Kachik's view, that the fire that caused it must already have ceased. Okay, right? We have to agree that cause and effect, right, happen sequentially. right? This is another one of the reasons you probably need to go study the Gundre section of the collected topics again, because there's a lot of stuff that's introduced there that we bring into these texts, like the principles of cause and effect, right? And there are certain principles that go along with accepting that cause and effect is real, right? Outside of higher middle way, let's say, in a Nagarjuna. So what we're looking at here is, well, here, I'll read the rest of it. So fire can no longer count as its cause, okay? Because if we're saying that smoke exists, then whenever smoke exists, fire no longer exists, right?
Yeah.
So
That
in
fire.
the text, yeah, totally. In the text, it specifically says there is no fire because there is smoke.
Right.
Okay? And that's totally illogical.
It's
right.
It's pretty funny.
It is kind of
Yeah.
funny, right? Kedrubje uses this to show that Kachik's view twists the normal kind of relationship between smoke and fire into an absurdity.
Mhm.
Okay. And really, so if we can kind of dissect it just before we move on, because that also provides more context for question 3 too. So what's being implied here by Kachik is that once an effect, and Geshe likes to use result instead of effect. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. And I don't know if there's a huge distinction to be made there, but I thought it was interesting. Because normally, we hear in everyday kind of language that it's cause and effect, right? So cause and result. I don't know why Geshe landed on that, but anyway, so once an effect has been produced, right, then we have to say that its cause must have already stopped. Can we all agree there?
Let's agree. Let's go ahead and
It's-
say for the sake of discussion.
Well, let's say, well, like think about it, an oak tree and an
Right.
acorn,
Yep.
right? Like for the oak tree to exist, the acorn has to have kind of gone out of existence, right?
Yeah.
We kind of have to agree there. So this is because cause and effect can't exist at the same time. You can't have a simultaneous cause and effect, right? And you have to say that whenever smoke appears, that like the fire that caused it would no longer count as a cause. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's weird whenever you consider it from that perspective, but that's what Kachik is also presenting. So, but it sounds good so far. I mean, but
Cool, yeah.
yeah, totally. So, but if you say that it's true, if you say that this is true, then you got to say that the presence of smoke would imply the absence of fire.
If you're
Which-
thinking about it that way, then
If you're
yes.
thinking about it that way,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
It's
totally.
cute.
So,
But-
yeah, and it's I mean, it's a subtle distinction. I think that's being made in between J using the arguments that Kachik is making to say that what you think you're proving isn't actually what you're proving. If
He's-
that makes sense.
He's showing them that his argument is lacking.
Yeah, it's not fully coherent, right?
I feel like Utpala
I
was
mean-
about to say what it's lacking. Yeah.
Yeah, if you had said the instance of fire
Yeah.
that caused the instance of smoke, that
And each-
instance of smoke
totally. Yeah.
mean the presence of that instance of smoke means that
Mhm.
instance of fire that caused it no longer exists.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
mean that there is not a fire raging
Totally.
through the forest.
And this is actually what we're going to get into when we start covering the next few sections that we're going to try to hit in class.
Yay.
Is what it means to be what the distinction between the presence of smoke at the time of fire and the presence of fire at the time of smoke, right? Because they're two different instances. So, and totally, it all revolves around what J starts addressing all these things in relation to time and instance, because what we're talking about in the second school is smallest indivisible kind of moments of time, right? And we're talking about smallest indivisible kind of particulate matter or smallest parts of physical matter, let's say. So if it's true, then you'd have to say that there is no fire because there's smoke, right? And if it is that you accept this, then that would mean that that's actually a correct argument. It's kind of what we already said. So let's see. I think that covers most of 2. Sorry, was this just too, was it, I mean, did I make it too hard or something? Like,
No, I
Well-
think it's clear, Adam. I think it's difficult content because on the one hand, we do accept the opponent's argument as followers of the middle way.
That's
This
our
is a
own,
way
mhm.
in which it undermines our belief that reality exists independently of our conception. And so
Yeah.
I'm very sympathetic to the arguments that J is arguing about, and it's not unlike an argument that a materialist might make against us to say you middle wayers are so absurd. So I would love to hear what we're not exactly getting yet, which is how J would vindicate our
Present
position
our
in a
position.
way that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we're going to hit in 574, the first section of our next, what we're going to get into after the homework. So
Right.
that's kind of what KJP is going to get into. So it's
So
a super
so
good assumption. Yeah.
Stay tuned, folks.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Time
What a
stopped.
cliffhanger.
Didn't make.
Well, I guess
We'll have
we'll
to
never
just.
reach the heart of the middle way at this pace.
Eesh.
Now, what I want to know is that version of Adam a cause for anything?
That version doesn't exist.
No, if it's not moving.
Oh, yeah, it's the unchanging atom.
Yeah.
I wonder if he realizes.
Up and Atom.
There's a decent chance that he's still talking and explaining. Oh, that.
Uh-oh, he's gone.
Oh, wow.
Now he knows.
Tough break.
Yeah, yeah.
I suspect he'll be back with us. Yeah, yeah, do you have any feeling on how to preserve the argument for causation in this case? Can we say that the stream exists of a substance like a seed turning into a sprout, turning into a sapling, turning into a tree? Is there a singular substance that we could say exists over time? And when we say exists, do we mean now?
You mean from the sutrist perspective?
Hello.
I just want to know what you think. Oh, but I'd rather hear from Adam.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, he's back.
Yeah. Let me just share the
We did miss you.
screen here. You guys too. Yeah. I was wondering what you were doing while I was away.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. I think we cracked KJP, but whatever.
But we were actually wondering what you were doing while you were away.
Oh man, yeah, I was getting more green drink and kombucha. Had to go to the kitchen real quick.
I'll mix them together.
Yeah, yeah, 2 separate glasses actually.
Huh.
Is your kitchen in the east or the west?
Of whom?
South of my house. From whose perspective? Yeah.
North of my house.
Okay. Yeah, let me share this document again. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened to my connection. Said it was unstable. So
Aren't we
let's
all?
see. Okay.
They don't call us nuts for nothing.
Right. Okay. We'll just go ahead and look at this. Okay. So KJP answers by showing that this move creates an even bigger problem. So if an effect could only be produced while its cause is still there in that same way, then produced things would end up being treated like things without causes. Okay. Does that follow? Yeah, I think so. So from there, all produced effects would become unchanging. Why?
Because they don't have causes.
Because they don't have causes. Exactly. Yeah. So I love it when, I love it when the collected topics are kind of thrown in. You start to understand just um, how principle, like all of those kind of concepts are that are presented there. And it allows you to follow these arguments a lot better. At least it does me. Um, so because that wasn't explicitly stated in K-J's in that same Adedon, in the Destroying the Darkness. It was something that I kind of had to just infer out of what was being presented. So you either have something that's caused or you have something that's uncaused. And that's the only way that you can kind of split reality or into those two kind of categories. So if something has no cause, then it's necessarily unchanging. And if it's unchanging, that would mean that smoke would be unchanging, right? Because it would have no cause. So it's just another way of showing the absurdity kind of how Kachik's reasoning kind of breaks down here as we move through this argument. But you can see, I like the way that I like the way when I actually went through and was trying to break down over like a class exactly how the argument was flowing over time and how we were jumping between topics like earlier and later moments, and then smoke and fire and cause and effect to see where that was kind of taking us, right? So you can see how there was a progression from question 1 to 2 to 3, and how that kind of leads us into what we're going to be doing for the rest of class. So Kachik, he attempts to save causation, right? But in the sense that it destroys even the idea that something can be produced from an effect or from a cause, excuse me. So no student translation, because I went through and was just looking at, I went ahead for us and I tried to work with some of the text that's coming up. So we'll see what you guys think, and if we can reach some sort of a consensus as far as if we can agree on my translation and the meaning. So let me bring up the other document.
Cool. I'm excited. I feel very unsatisfied with both the opponent's answers and J's
and
as
ours.
well.
Yeah, so far.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And I kept wondering the same thing. I was like, how is this going to resolve itself? Because it seems like we're supporting both sides, really. Okay, let's see. This is all the stuff that we covered. Okay, so these were the sections that we covered in the homework.
Oh.
Let's see. Okay, so this is the end of our class here. Okay, so Shenyang, due dana me du gyundre yenam, me dana me du gyundre yenam, me du gyundre min. Okay, so Shenyang. Does everybody have a Shenyang for me?
Moreover.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Let's do that.
I prefer words translation.
Yeah. So moreover, where are we going to go from here?
Due dina.
Due dina. At the time of smoke?
Yeah.
Mm.
At the moment.
If the smoke of that time, like, I don't know what they're going to say next, but
Yeah,
just-
totally. I had a hard time. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
If it's smoking time.
Have your smoking jacket on. Yeah.
like if we would discuss the smoke of that instant or something like that.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Let's say if at the time of smoke, maybe.
It seems more like if there's smoke in that moment, there's not something.
Let's see how the rest of the sentence breaks down.
Right
then.
on.
I
Uh,
agree.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
they do.
Medu Gyundre Yanam. So the Yanam, usually, so if we say are fire and smoke cause and result?
He's
They
going to
are.
present two options, right?
It's a
One
or.
if they
Even-
are,
e-
and
They
yeah,
are
no if
this
they're not.
or yeah.
It's a
Mhm, yeah.
or.
Are, so would you say like are fire and smoke cause and effect, or let's see, or at the time of smoke, or at the time of fire? Yeah, totally. At the time of fire, are they cause and result,
I think we can.
or
I, th-
are they neither?
I think we can figure that out. The may on the first line, I think, is the only real hard thing. What is it? Is
It's
it
supposed to be fire. Look, Geshe Michael's correction.
he says
Hmm.
maybe though. It's not a
Then
correction.
he says yes,
He-
confirmed by
Confirmed
scan.
with the scan, but it would also make sense because we are talking about fire and smoke, right?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, the other way would make sense too, I suppose, if you're implying fire.
Okay,
Because of what we
so
were talking about previously, but Geshe Michael looked at the scan.
so what are the three options here that we're looking at?
Fire,
Because-
fire and smoke are cause and effect, or
Okay, but we have to throw the do in there too. So at the time of, so the way I was reading this is at the time of smoke, right?
yeah,
Are they cause and effect?
yeah, when it's just do a denies. When you see smoke,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
all
would
it
agree.
means.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. More of it. If at the time of smoke,
I see. I see.
Then-
I think
When you
it's
see smoke, is it
hold on,
that
hold on. If at the time, fire and smoke.
if we're saying that cause and effect are happening together, then are we saying they're happening at the time of smoke or they're happening at the time of fire?
Or
Neither.
neither.
Or about
Right. At the time of smoke, is fire the cause of smoke?
yeah,
Or at the time of fire, is fire the cause of smoke? Or
yeah.
Are they
neither.
not? Are they not cause and do they not have a cause and effect relationship?
Right.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So this then we're gonna look here, right? Let's move here. So or here. Okay, so smoke, fire and smoke are cause and result at the time of fire, right? This would be the second option. So, and remember, we were going through times, like we're trying to break down when fire and smoke are acting as cause and result, because either way you slice it, the reasoning kind of breaks down, right? So we're going to draw three different kind of options from that. They're either cause and result at the time of smoke, or they're cause and result at the time of fire, or they're neither. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just kind of have to figure out how to word that.
Yeah.
It's
we
just
gotta put
when. The na is just when. You don't
Yeah,
have to say
okay.
at. You can say when,
Okay.
when there is smoke,
Okay.
is it the
When-
case that fire
Okay.
and smoke are cause and effect, or when there is fire, is it the case that
Okay.
and then or neither? Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Or when hold on.
Mhm.
Yeah, or when let's say fire and smoke are cause and result at the time of fire. Right?
Yes.
Um
Or
or let's say or or is it neither?
Or is fire not the cause of smoke?
Yeah,
No, it's
or
neither.
fire and smoke are not cause, because
Yes,
the Gundre men, right, are not
agreed.
cause and effect.
Yeah, I think
Right.
Nick said it best. Don't share a cause and effect relationship.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, will this
Yeah.
suffice at least?
It's correct.
that's
Yeah.
fine.
You got an extra when in there, just saying.
Right here.
Yep, right there.
That's
Mhm.
it.
Mm.
I feel like I want to put an R either in there, but I don't really see it. Moreover, fire and smoke are either cause and result at the time of smoke, or or cause and result at the time of fire, or are not cause and effect.
Either
You
suggests a
see what I'm saying?
dichotomy, though.
Yeah,
That could,
and
yeah,
it's not
in the
in the,
sense that, yeah, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying, or
We
neither.
don't have a good English equivalent for a trichotomy, a
It,
three-way.
totally. This, right, yeah, tur
Oh, well,
illegal in
trinary,
most states.
Yes.
try.
And then
if you're, I mean, if you're trying to work out a final translation here, that we could keep working it. But if you're just trying to make sure you come back and understand it, then I think
Yeah, totally. I think this is probably good. I mean, really, what I
I
want to
agree.
do is I want to try to get as far through this argument so that we have. Sometimes I feel it kind of like I'm my head, like I'm kind of treading water. My head's going under whenever we're going through this with Geshe Michael.
only
So
sometimes.
yeah, well, yeah, totally. But it's so helpful. Obviously, I try to do this before each of my classes. But I think as a group here, we could probably all deal with do better with having a little context as we move into the next class with Geshe. So, yeah, we'll just go through and look at meanings here and see if the philosophy kind of stands up. And then I'll worry about kind of tweaking the language later. Okay, so Dampo Tarna, right? And this would be the Due Dename Du.
If it's like the first,
Yeah. So yeah, totally.
The other request that we had recently from
Mhm.
translators was just to reframe when we can, when we speak in Tibetan, and I'm learning to do that.
Yeah.
So Dongbo means which option now, Adam, in
The
English?
first, right? Yeah. So that Tarna would be like if it's like Dambo Tarna would be if it's like the first option. Or
Exactly,
if we choose, yeah, if we choose to accept the first option.
meaning that fire and smoke are cause and effect at the time of smoke.
Yeah.
Great,
Yeah.
cool.
Um, and does everybody understand why it is that we're breaking these things down into time segments?
Sure, sort of.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
east can't be west.
East can't be west, right? Yeah. And we were kind of going through earlier in the homework why it's the case that um, if the earlier moment stops, then it can't be related to the later moment, right? And the later moment can't be related to the earlier moment. So how do you get a stream? Because that's kind of what we're arguing here, right? Kachiak back in 563, at the beginning of our last class with Geshe, was arguing whether or not streams, gyun, are substances, whether or not streams are substantial, right? So that's kind of where we're going in to all these kind of finer ways of proving or disproving that.
Yeah, well, I think we're good.
Okay. I'm just so sympathetic to being feel like I'm being left behind in some of the classes that I like to make sure that, but I don't want to get
It's
bogged
good.
down either.
Correct.
So okay, yeah. So if it is the first, Dambotarna, then with the tell here, then it would be the case,
Yes.
I think
um, or it would follow.
It, what's ridiculous, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's yeah, it would be Due Duna Me Yuparta. Yeah.
Right.
Then you're
Very
saying
good.
then you're saying
Yeah.
when you see smoke, you're seeing fire.
Then
Yeah, nice.
I almost think this na is more of a ladun.
That's why, yeah. Um,
Exists at that time.
no, I think it's stronger than that. That
Okay.
yeah, I think it goes back to
Dogpotarna.
what Utpala was saying that you're saying that instance of fire is that instance of smoke. That you, I think that's the strength of the you. Otherwise, it's not ridiculous.
Okay. Due dina me yaparta.
Yeah. Then you're saying this ridiculous thing that
Okay.
Smoke is fire, basically.
That fire
yeah,
would be present at the time of smoke.
yeah, that the fire that created that smoke still exists as that fire that created that smoke when we have the effect of that fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you want to get to ridiculousness, you could say, I guess.
Yeah.
Guess. Yeah.
Okay, with the cheer, we'll just go into the cheer here because they dana made do way gun yimbe cheer. Because fire is the cause of smoke.
No,
Uh,
The other way around.
that day is the what Utpala was saying. The
because
fire,
at the,
that
because at,
fire's smoke is the
uh,
cause of the smoke or something like that.
Wait,
Because at that time,
yeah, because at that time,
fire is the cause of
is the
smoke.
cause of smoke. Yeah.
but if you want to state it, say, oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong. Never mind.
And then, oh, here we are, guys. Just in case, I'll put it down here. And then the Corsum, we never really. I mean, I feel like it's so clunky to say the three spheres are like complete or present. Like it's not quite evident what that is. But Geshe was saying that it's in relation to the three relationships, right, found within a logical statement. So.
Like we have to find a comparable English idiom.
Yeah, and we haven't done that yet.
You're going in circles or something.
Yeah, let's just do that.
You hung yourself.
You're chasing your own tail.
Wait,
what do you
think
think, Word?
well, Corsum, I don't have a strong comment on, but I don't think we got the last part
Which
because
one?
it says day duna, then it says may day way gyun yin ph here. It's two separate things. It's not just
Dana.
at the it's just not at the time.
At that time?
At that time it's just duna, but what about the tei?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm taking the day is for
Yeah.
that.
But why
At
is
the
it
time
tei?
of that?
What of that time? That's what I was saying.
The made Due Gyun. Made Due Gyu.
So then you would have
At
to
the
say
time when the fire exists at the
exactly.
time of smoke,
Yeah, occurs or exists.
that's the that.
Yeah.
Technically, right, because this is
At that
Dongbo,
time,
the first of two options.
Mhm.
That time refers to the time of smoke. So if you want to fill in the day, you could say at the time of smoke,
which is kind of
fire
what I
is the
had
cause of smoke. You can.
at
Yeah.
the time of. That's kind of what I had at first.
Of the smoke?
Well, till that I was actually trying to accommodate also what Word was saying too, versus kind of what I had down there at first. So if it is the case, Dumbo Tarna, then it would be the case, or if it's the first, then it would be the case that fire would exist at the time of smoke. Due dena me yapartal. They dena me due gu yabecher. Because at the time of fire,
Isn't that the opposite?
because at that time,
Fire is its cause.
fire
is causing it.
fire is the cause of smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
It
that
is
makes
that
sense.
straightforward. Yes.
There you go.
So I would add a
Those-
comma after time and get rid of that of.
Yeah, definitely get rid of the of.
Yay.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Now it makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. No, dude, this is so good. I wish we could do this every time I was translating. Like I had, it's so much easier. So okay. Nipatarna. So we saw last time, we saw Dampotarna, right? Which meant if it is the first option, Nipatarna is going to be if it is the second case, let's say,
Yeah,
Yes.
second option.
yeah.
Yes.
Second
Yeah.
option is nice.
Um,
I would say something like when there's fire or when we see the fire. If I was translating it and
But
May
they
I would make
do
it English.
but he
not
says that
Yabartal.
next. May do not.
May do not do what Yabartal. So may do not at the time of fire.
Yeah. When we're
Um,
seeing the fire, there's smoke.
yeah, and then do what Yabartal. Smoke would have to be present.
Guess there's smoke. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, or smoke would have to exist.
Here's
Um,
I have a question.
yeah, dude, please.
Do we want to keep it general? I think if you keep it, I mean, it in this language it's general, but in English I don't think it's going to make sense to the reader if you keep it general. Like fire exists somewhere on the universe when there's smoke, whatever. But
Mhm.
like that instance, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Or we
Like,
can say if we see a fire, then we'll see smoke. I mean, this is how Geshe Michael tends to use "ya" in
but
these.
I'm just saying the
Sorry,
argument breaks down without instance because it doesn't matter.
isn't it supposed to?
No. I
Oh,
mean, I
yeah.
don't
Then
think
we need
so.
in.
Well, we will see down here. Yeah, the Minjuk and how we get accused of Kachik. Sorry, we'll get there, but here in a second, you guys are hitting on something, whether or
Okay.
not the argument breaks down. And Kachik will accuse us instead of answering a question that we pose to him
Mhm.
or her.
Nah, it's
Okay.
him, definitely. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding.
This broken argument.
Yeah. um, if they'll say, well, couldn't this same thing apply to your position, right? And so we'll
Mm.
attack them in a second and say this reasoning doesn't apply in any of these cases. So the argument is supposed to break down, and it's not supposed to make sense.
Mhm.
Um,
There are
Oh,
two bad
great.
choices.
Well, then
Yeah.
I'm doing great because it doesn't make sense.
Three bad choices.
Dude, you guys are totally. You guys are always pretty spot on. So,
Except when we're not.
except when you're not, which
That's the glaring exception.
is rarely. Yeah. Okay. So, what is it? Say, then it would necessarily be the case.
I
Then
don't
Then it
know
would
that you have
follow,
to
is what we
Yeah,
said
then it would
before.
add a
it
comma.
would follow. See, I always wondered too. I mean, it kind of sounds like the same. I got to slow down. Sorry. Totally with the tell, then it would be the case that, then it would necessarily be the case that, but there's no cap. So,
Right.
Right, exactly.
or or it would follow, right, from the tell.
Honestly, tell is just then.
Yeah. Kind of had a little like a kind of
Well,
have to little
Yopar.
have a connector though, right?
Shouldn't it be a ridiculous them though?
Then it would
Oh,
Not-
Ridiculous then. Yeah.
Not
Not the
in
sutras, they're so serious.
Mm.
I do say the logic school.
then it would yeah. Then it would ridiculously follow. Right. Let's try that.
That's perfect.
I mean, it's not a final, but
Nailed it.
Let's print. Let's go to print.
Okay. Yeah. It's ready. We don't even need to edit it.
Or then it would be the case or something.
No, it's probably a little bit more simple, huh?
Fine.
It'd be the case that that smoke would exist.
Fire.
excuse me, that fire. Hold on. No, that smoke.
He's right.
At the time of fire, that smoke would exist at the time of fire.
Yeah, you're
Right.
right.
Can't we just copy and paste the last one and switch smoke and fire and we'll be done?
Yeah, totally. You could.
This is okay.
I kind of I like working through it with everybody else.
It's good practice.
All the 86 other, or minus the translators here. Okay, and then let's see what's next. De donadua me dribble in nature. Because it is because
The result.
because it's the case that because at the
Yes.
at that time smoke at that time smoke is the result of fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because at that moment, at that time, whatever you
Yeah.
want to say.
That time oh geez, dude, I'm not typing well at all today.
I never do.
Yeah, I was thinking that, Ben, but I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah, and
I was thinking you
let's
might
try
be
this.
thinking
We have to
that.
put this up there too. You'd just be chasing your tail.
Okay,
All of them.
tails.
Yeah.
3 tails.
Three tails. Good. That's how we include the Zoom.
Yeah.
You're running in 3 circles.
Mm. Okay. Does that look good?
Yes.
Looks totally correct.
Okay, so we have the first 2 options and Simbatarna.
Oh boy.
So if it is the third case, then it would that fire that fire and smoke are not cause and result.
Yeah. Don't share a cause and result relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. Relationship with the den. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the Gunjay kind of in the original sentence kind of just implies that because the cause and result doesn't. I don't know if it means much.
They're always dependent. Yeah. Fire and smoke are
not related. You could even say
cause and result.
Cause and result related.
Yeah. Well, the thing is we got the Dre Takyang doc down here too.
Yeah. Are we going to say that it's not?
I looked it up to see it's a correct reason where that involves a result.
Yeah, right. It's one of those. We covered it.
It's one of the 3. Yeah.
Yes.
So
yeah.
So that fire and smoke are not cause and result, then it be the case. Yeah, because we have to follow it from the tail.
It would be impossible.
And
it would
be the. Can we put the impossible at the end?
I don't think you need to get too wordy about it. Yeah, it would be impossible. It's probably great.
Let's see here, because this is the way I kind of had that it is a geez. Let me lower my desk here a little bit. I'm like typing at an angle, so it's like,
don't do it.
Yeah, totally. Like if I get my hands up like this, start making a bunch of mistakes.
Guy's playing the piano over here.
Yeah, that feels a little better. Result. So that Drupe Takyang doc.
Did you forget the impossible, or you're putting it?
No, I'm gonna that involves a result, which proves fire on what is it? Yeah, the Duden Lala. So on the mountain pass, right?
In a mountain pass, yeah.
Yeah, totally. Remember Dudengi Lala Church and
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Um,
the
La la.
debate.
yeah, la la. Would fire on a smoky pass is impossible. Um, so there's a me see parts help. Um,
Uh,
I'll lower it down a little bit more here.
Interesting.
then it would be the case, or
Mhm.
would not be the case. I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble following the English.
Okay, if it's the third case that fire and smoke are not cause and result, um, dudengi dua duden lala me ye, that would be the case. Well, it's kind of, I was trying to figure out some way to work in the tell, right? So the then,
I think then it would
right?
be impossible to use as a correct reason, which is a result.
Well, see what we're going into here is that this is the third option. So the reason
Yes.
I kind of reason the reason I kind of went with this, if we're saying that smoke and fire do not share a cause and effect relationship, then you
Yes.
can't use the correct reason of a result. So what's the class? Let me just ask you this: what's the classical example of that third type of correct reason? The correct reason being, we studied these in Ben's class. We've also hit them other places in
Yes.
Geshe Michael's instruction over the years. They each have their own kind of specific classical examples, right? So the classical example of a Drupe Drupe J Takyang
Mhm.
the classical example of that is smoke on a mountain pass,
It is.
right?
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
you're so if you're saying that smoke and fire are not related via cause and effect, that if they're not dependent upon each other, then you would be saying that it's impossible. You see that
Yes.
it would be impossible to use that as a classical example to
It-
prove that smoke on a mountain pass would prove the existence of fire.
That's actually a great
Do you
way to
see
put it.
you see
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
So
I
if
totally.
and this is the third option. So
Yes.
what we're saying is that smoke and fire share no cause and effect relationship. And if it's the case that they share no cause and effect relationship, then you could never use the classical example of this third type of correct reason
That's right.
as a
Yeah.
classical example.
Yeah. You have to figure out a way to say it without maybe using the word classical example. Just
Well, yeah, totally. I'm kind of just like,
that's
uh,
great.
and once again, I keep pointing back to the collected topics, but that's how we cover things. Like in our presentation of our own school, right? We cover these things by definitions, divisions, classical examples. So classical examples play a huge role in defining the characteristics of any given thing you're trying to define. Which obviously, yeah, totally. That's why I keep using Senshi or classical example for the translators. Dude, I feel like I'm going so quick.
I
I gotta
think
slow
that it
down.
would not be crazy to use the term classical example here, even though it's not present in the original language. I think you could get away with it, and I think it could be helpful to people to say
Mhm.
something very much like, then you couldn't use smoke to prove fire, um, as a classical example
Yeah.
of a correct reason based on.
And it's kind of one of those things where sometimes even I mean, we do have to expect a lot of our readers at this point if they're approaching this text.
Yeah.
If they're in the collected topics, I could definitely see that, but it doesn't feel like in the curriculum, in the Geshe curriculum, they hold your hand like that quite so much when it comes to these more kind of advanced texts.
You could add a footnote.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
Yeah.
That's true.
Dropping a footnote.
Yeah, that's actually that's
at
a
this
super
point.
super good point there.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but in my book, I don't know if this has been the case with you guys lately, but we haven't really been hitting very many footnotes. It's probably just in mine, but it's been ages since Geshe, kind of stopped and was like, this would be a good footnote here.
Well, it's good we're
but-
thinking about it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally.
I mean,
We may be behind the times, but
yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a good idea to propose them, Adam,
Mhm.
and everybody.
Yeah.
I think he'll appreciate it if we
Mhm. Yeah. All right. Okay. Kirang la yang di tar takpamin jukam.
Hey, Adam.
Yo.
Just as a fun aside, I did some digging through previous translations and foundational courses and the like, and found now all you can do is contradict yourself as a translation of
Korsum.
Korsum. Isn't that? Yeah, I thought it
Yeah.
was nice.
Yeah. I mean, that does actually, yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
Because there's an implication that it would be Korsum if he tried to go on from there.
Geez, I don't know if you guys have these days where you just feel off typing, but today's one of those days.
It's every day for me, and I've just stopped worrying about it, which feels nice.
Yeah. Give myself a little break.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at
okay.
all.
the more caffeine you drink, the harder it is to type.
Oh, dude, I'm off caffeine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I know you're judging
Couple
me,
months.
Nick.
Well,
A
not
couple months
subtly.
now.
Touche.
Okay, so 578. Kirang la yang ditar takpamin jukam shena. So the Kirang la nashena. So if so they may say
It's a question though. So if someone asks, if someone
with
were
the
to ask,
com. Yeah, totally. Yeah, so they may say, let's do it this way. Young Ditar Takpa Minju. So the Takpa analyze or
examine,
analysis,
analyze,
right?
analyze.
Yeah. Let's say, well, the La Yang. Okay, what about Yang Ditar? This same with the with the com with the question. Okay, if it's a question, you're gonna have to formulate it like, wouldn't this same DTAR, wouldn't this
Yes.
same analysis, wouldn't DTAR Takpa,
Yes.
wouldn't this same analysis and the Minjuk like to come through? But I was thinking of it like kind of in the same way of like is it like dope, like to apply something?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah. Wouldn't
like,
it apply?
wouldn't it apply to
Yeah.
to
you.
yeah, Kurang, yeah, to
Yeah.
you is like
Absolutely.
wouldn't the same
Wouldn't the same analysis apply to
yeah
To you?
yeah
To you, to your
as
face.
well? Or it's
Yeah.
also
yeah totally the same analysis apply to you as well. Thanks, Word. Did that last part? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what? Okay.
60 seconds, you can do it.
Okay. Oh, do you
my
want to go through
God.
this next one?
Desperately, but it would be inappropriate.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Minjukte is, yeah, this would be our reply here to that. right?
It
So if
would
it
not.
says, yeah, no, it doesn't apply here. It
He's
doesn't
like,
apply
wouldn't.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wouldn't it apply?
Uh-uh.
It wouldn't.
Nah.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Since you're
Nah.
asking.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Uh-uh. But yeah, Kowo Chok, we. Um,
We are.
Oh, we shouldn't do it, Adam.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm excited about it too, but it would be naughty. It's,
Okay.
um,
All right. Well, got to figure out some way to apply this to our lives in a practical way. I mean,
it can be done.
It definitely can be. I think obviously yeah, and we have to consider this outside of the perspective of the highest middle way, right?
Yes.
So if we're looking strictly at cause and effect, we have to say that that the world exists in a causal way, right? This is necessarily what science would say, because all of experimentation and analysis and theory, it's all based off prediction, right? And whether or not you can kind of look at reality and say, okay, well, when this happens, that happens. Yeah. And so, I mean, it does. This is what I do every week. Yeah. I mean, when you're in a difficult situation and you're losing track, right? Well, you can start to go through all these kind of these misaligned ways of perceiving cause and effect. So if your husband's angry when you come home, right, then that must mean he wasn't fed. Or, if you're angry, it's because of traffic. Or, you can come up with all these different ways for rationalizing why it is that you're having a hard time or a bad day. And that could come through any number of reasons. Well, the weather was bad. It was snowing all day, and I don't like it when it snows. But they're all kind of they're all bunk reasons. I love that word bunk, and I don't know if the translators are going to be able to hit bunk or not. But
how do we translate bunk? Do you want to
just
unshare your screen, Adam, so we can just all hang out with each other?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Kind of act casual.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's great.
Okay.
Oh, it's just us then,
huh?
Yeah, everyone.
Bunk or debunk. Yeah, balderdash. It's gibberish. It's nonsense. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think we kind of do this all the time, but it's interesting because I'll go ahead and I'll throw the punchline in because I looked ahead a few sections. So what Kachik is saying is that smoke and fire have to exist in a cause and effect way, but they can't exist in the way that he is suggesting because it all breaks down, as we saw in the first 3 questions of the homework. But what K-Drip-J does is he says that we're not looking at things from the perspective of smallest instances. We're trying to look at things as if the smoke at the time of fire and fire at the time of smoke actually existing within the same stretch, right? That they are parts of the same instance almost. So it was interesting because we are discussing, and that's when it kind of hit. That's why I was hoping we would hit the punchline here in a second. Is that that's where he's going, because all the way back to 562, which was the beginning of our last class, we were discussing whether or not whether or not streams or continuums are substantial. And so what we're discussing here is where does smoke at the time of fire and fire at the time of smoke, where do they overlap? And is it possible that they do at the same time? And anyways, I think really we should just be looking at cause and effect. If we're going to practically try to apply this to our lives, it's really analyzing how things are kind of arising moment to moment, if I mean, generally everybody kind of presents these things like, well, what if I'm having a difficult time with my spouse, or what if my car breaks down, or whatever it may be. But you could also look at these things from a positive aspect too. And anytime you're having a really, really kind of blessed time in your life, honestly trying to analyze where those things are coming from in a cause and effect way. And I think it is probably good to try to bring highest middle way into this, obviously, because that gives us a more kind of appropriate way with which to judge these things. But it's good because these are all stepping stones to higher middle way understanding. So
I think
I think it would be good for us to understand the sutrist way and exactly how the higher middle way doesn't agree, so that we can see the mistakes, so that we can then look
exactly.
in our lives to see
Yeah.
where am I making this
Yeah.
mistake.
Chloe raised her hand, and I'm hoping that she can help us give some practical application. And I
Yeah,
suspect
please.
that being in such a beautiful natural environment
Oh,
will
she's at
be
Peachtree.
helpful
Looks
to
like
have a
Yeah.
little more of an earthy application to
Grounded,
the
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah.
Chloe, would you offer us some
Yes, hi everyone. Yashin has a very nice takeaway.
Oh, we're just saying, like, if using the same logic, that means if I have a bad ripening, then at that time, the cause, the fire is
Yeah.
gone. Then
Yeah,
we can
totally.
celebrate.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
And we're also saying in a good, if there's a good ripening, that means our good seed is also gone. And
Yeah.
stays.
Yeah, and then that's where we should always remember to dedicate. So
Yeah.
reinvest the good seeds.
Yeah.
If we don't remember where it's coming from, or don't remember to dedicate to others, then we used that good seed.
Beautiful.
So
Yeah,
we
beautiful.
rejoice in both cases.
Mhm.
We rejoice that the bad
Oh!
seed is gone, and we rejoice that was a good seed that we can then dedicate again towards having that occur in the future for everyone.
I like it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm wondering how the speed of my speech is affecting the translators.
You're going at a good pace
Uh-oh,
right now,
she's
Adam.
holding her
Okay.
head.
Oh, I thought, or it seems like it.
I'm sorry, guys.
Well, as long
I'm
as you
training.
can accept that it's impossible for them to translate in the same moment that you're speaking.
Then everything's good.
No reason not to be happy.
Yeah. Rejoice either way.
You have to group things. It's interesting when we talk about a time when there's fire and smoke. Is there ever a time when there's fire and smoke? There is. And that time is called, for example, Thursday. And Thursday is just like, it's a very conceptual idea-based grouping, but it's a time. And any time we state it's an idea, and the way that cause and effect is connected, it's ideas, and this middle way perspective is that we are in a world that is shaped by the shape of our mind, and cause and effect are married by the shape of our mind, are married by the way, as Geshe Michael would want us to say,
Can we say we're the cause
by
of
seeds that we planted by taking care of other people in the past.
Yeah.
And that is the power that allows smoke and fire to touch, that allows giving to result in abundance, that allows love to make more love, that that allows pain also to exist in the world, but that we can take that power away by kindness, by
it's ultimate
looking
responsibility,
out for
right?
each- Yeah, that's right. But we can help each other. I need help.
Yeah.
Please.
Can I also just do another plug for the collected topics too?
It would be awkward to stop you.
Dude, it is invaluable, really. Yeah. there are so many sections in there, and it's all covered. And if you can really kind of study that book, all of this kind of flows a lot easier.
What's that book called, Adam? And where can we buy a copy?
A Door to Emptiness. And I think you can get it from our publisher at the Diamond Cutter Classics, right?
Would I get that if I was a part of the Good Night Book Club?
Yeah, you would have.
That's how you pitch a pitch.
Yeah.
They give you that book with every order of waffles at the Peachtree Cafe. So
What?
Don't believe it.
I'm not sure. It would be cool.
Yeah.
People would get it.
But the reason I say that is because there's an entire chapter in there, maybe 60 to 100 pages just on cause and effect, and all the various kind of debates that you can have around cause and effect, as well as a very clear presentation of the second school's position on it.
Here's a debate for you. There's a classical tradition that says if you feed someone, then they become your student. And so if our teacher has a cafe that serves waffles, is it once you eat those waffles only a matter of time before you end up with a copy of Doorway to Emptiness in your hands?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's a practical application for eating waffles at the Peachtree Cafe. Or I hear their cinnamon rolls are good.
Either or. Is it an either or?
Both. Why not both?
Both.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can think of
Best
some reasons.
to do both, actually. Yeah.
Best to do both. Which do you put on top?
They're blessed.
That's what I want to know.
That doesn't matter.
Actually, I fold them. It's like a sandwich.
The cinnamon roll will fit better on top of the waffle.
Oh yeah. But if I had
It's smaller, usually.
could order 2 waffles and a cinnamon roll.
This is a practical application for keeping our teacher in our life.
Yeah. Chloe had a good observation here. It says, why does it matter whether the cause and result touch or not? Why is touching so relevant? Well, it's interesting because I think the use of the word touch may be a little
say it.
Well,
touchy.
Yeah, totally, a little touchy. Yeah. Well, it's interesting too. Ben brought a very good point up, right? And this is what we all know is that we are the intermediary between those two, and we are kind of we're the cause. Everything that arises therefore is the result of our own past deeds and actions. So, if you wanted to put it that way, right? There is no. Sorry.
Well, I think that I just wanted to say, because I've thought a lot about this question.
Yeah.
And the point is that they have some kind of, we look at things as if they have some kind of relationship with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's really an innovation of Nagarjuna to hammer on this point that they don't touch, because he's showing us how they don't touch without our story.
Exactly.
So it's the touch here means that they have a relate, that they're able to, there's some interaction happening.
Yeah.
There's some kind of interaction happening, because if there's not an interaction happening, how could you really say that one thing caused another thing?
Can we also point out that there's an entire chapter in the collected topics about relationships?
Yeah.
The deeper relationship is a menage a trois, if you will, wherein there's always you at the heart of the relationship between any two things.
Yeah.
Which, as Utpala pointed out, may be illegal in some states of America, but is the engine that runs the whole world.
Yeah, and that's Nagarjuna's big. Did we lose Adam again at this inconvenient yet convenient for him?
No, I had to let Gracie out. Sorry.
Oh no worries, dude.
She deserves it.
Yeah,
15, dude. She's still trucking along.
She's going strong.
She did about 20 miles of trails with me last week. Still
better her than me.
Plugging along.
Almost time for Hasso, guys.
We've got one more minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that really does tie it up. I would, once again, if you want to know about relationships between causes and effects, there's a whole chapter on relationships, and there's a whole chapter on causes and effects. And all these things really can be found in the collected topic. So if some of this seems a little obscure, it could be helpful to just kind of pick up the collected topics and, browse it at your leisure.
Like when you're going to bed.
Exactly.
Oh,
For example.
it's only available as an ebook, so sorry.
Yeah. Well, once again, it's always a pleasure. Thank you all for joining.
Thank
Thanks,
you, Adam,
Back
for a
next
very,
Monday.
very enlightening class. That was
The
very cool.
same bat time, same bat channel this next Monday. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. You there, Hasso? Is there
Yes,
anybody
I
with a
see him.
bell? Yeah, any
Where's Peachy Kino?
there he is.
Right. See you. Adam, good to see you as well.
You too.
People are wondering when you will do your glorious comeback to the Friday sessions.
Well, like I said, yeah, I had it's hard when I have Ava on school days. So, but yeah, man, I miss it. I really miss it.
Yeah, we'll see when it's a good time, and hopefully, yeah, it doesn't has, well, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Good to see you, Juan. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. And Nick, I see some people also watching from the Peachtree Cafe. Look, Chloe is there. Wonderful. From the gardens. For those of you who are locals, Chloe is having yoga sessions every Sunday at
nice.
Gardens of Peachtree Cafe. So that's very cool. It's like a garden yoga studio. Thank you, Marina, as well, for helping me with the materials. Also, a quick mention, thank you so much to all the Worldview Network. These days, Gina is doing a 1-month retreat. She just started, and we want to send her the best wishes. Francisco, Pachi, have been doing a wonderful, wonderful job with many of the international, Worldview events. And soon we'll be talking about particularly one that they've been producing and supporting a lot. So just thank you and congratulations for the good work. Okay, let's start. First picture, please. Yeah, Pichiquino is in my backpack. I think he's shy today. I can bring it, but we're doing well. Okay, first, happy birthday to Maria Mortal. Maria is the one with the long hair, for those of you who may not know. But this other guy is also very, very wonderful. His birthday is coming up as well. But today we are celebrating. Maria had her birthday just a few days ago. And happy birthday. I hear they are doing amazing, especially in the European part of the world. Next picture, please. Yeah, Tina Wang also had her birthday. So happy birthday as well. And best wishes. I don't know where she lives these days. I think Singapore, but I am not sure. But wherever she is, happy birthday. Next picture, please. Also from Vietnam, Huỳnh Thi Trang, happy birthday. And a quick mention, if you want your birthday or some of your friends' birthdays to be added into the calendar, just send me a text, and I'm developing this big calendar with birth dates. So don't be shy. If you are shy for yourself, you can send your friends' birthdays, and then we can send them happy birthdays and regards. But you can send yours as well, no worries. All right, next picture, please. Celebrating still the 50-year marriage anniversary of Sarani and David and Sumati's teachers. Congratulations, not everybody makes it 50 years. That's wonderful. That's like even more time that I've been alive. And it's wonderful that relationships like this can thrive, support each other, strengthen each other, help for, development. So super, super happy birthday, 50 years. Congratulations. Next picture. Yes, I've been talking lately with Kat from Diamond Mountain, dear friend Kat. Also, Ula approached me the other day talking about this project. You know, many of her friends are involved here, Pachi as well. This is a Sky Harvest, one of the Sky Harvest projects. Sky Harvest is this organization that is focused on land restoration, something like that. And one of the big projects it has is the reforestation of Diamond Mountain, but also it has other projects. This one particularly is called Project Oasis. And just a few days ago, like 1 or 2 weeks ago, me and some other people, we were in Diamond Mountain. And then our friend Kat took us to see the headquarters. This is in Bowie, the town of Bowie, just next to Diamond Mountain. And this used to be a property owned by Annie Pelma. When she passed, she donated for this organization, and they are developing this project. Project Oasis, it's aimed to grow a lot of food to make the town of Bowie sustainable. So they can, you know, Bowie is like, I mean, it's a joke and excuse the word, but it's like a godforsaken place in the middle of nowhere. Of course not, it's just an expression, but it's like just in small town in the middle of nowhere. It's very difficult to access quality products. People need to drive very far to find a supermarket. So this idea is to make the town food sustainable, and they are starting to grow and prepare the property to have like gardens that grow food, and also train people on how to do that in their own house. It's a very cool project, and we'll be talking more about it soon. We have some videos and interviews, and also Kat will be soon to talk more about it. But today I thought it was a good time to start catching up people with this. If you want to learn more about Sky Harvest in general or Project Oasis, you can follow the QR code. You'll see their website. And I want to show you just some pictures. Oh yeah, this is the house or the community center, Sky Harvest. That's our friend Jackie from Australia. She was very happy that she got to visit Diamond Mountain, and also that I need to find the QR code for this, but Kat is doing some catch-up courses on the bridge to the Diamond Way. I need to find the QR code for people who may want to. But yeah, Kat was telling me today this is called Public Service Announcement, PSA, a new word that I learned. And then later I'll share with you if you want to participate in these catch-up courses. I'll let you know. But today, Kat was getting, more contacts and more familiar with this project by participating in a similar project called People for the Playa Water Resources. So right now, while we talk, she's over there. We want to wish her best over there and lots of learning, lots of friends. Okay, next picture, a reminder. Oh yeah, beautiful. That's just for illustrative purposes. That's the headquarters, the property that Annie Pelma donated. Very, very cool. Okay, next picture. Yeah, a reminder that Carrots and Potatoes is almost 1 year anniversary from when they start launching these videos, and still encouraging people to check their website and Instagram. It's very cool. It's very fun. Soon we'll have a talk with Marianne about it. For now, I'll just want you to, put a reminder and access to some of their social media. Okay, next picture, please. Ben Kramer strikes again. Ben Kramer was having their second session last Wednesday. Unfortunately, I was not able to go to the second session. I was still recovering from the trauma about losing a debate, but I think I'm getting ready. And for session 3, I may be there. And it was just joking, but you can watch the recordings there. This recording QR will link to the playlist. So there you can find number 1 and number 2. If you want to participate live, next picture, you can sign up there. Just go to that QR, register your name, your email, they'll send you a link to be live. I think it's really going really well. I still need to watch session 2 and try to be ready for session 3. So congratulations, Ben and Kendra. Very good job. I was there for one. I almost died, but I survived. Okay, China, Xi'an, a lot of amazing, excitement developing in many people's hearts. Yeah, this trip is gonna be from the 6th to the 12th. After that, so first Geshe, some other friends go to Xi'an, and then they travel to Japan. If you want to watch the Xi'an program online, you can follow these QRs. They will contact you through email or Telegram with some representatives that can guide you on how to do it. If what you do is you use WeChat, then we have another QR for WeChat as well. You can use either one, and people there will help you to find out. But I hear amazing things about Xi'an. Hopefully I can go. Amazing. I'm very excited, and I hope all travels go happily and smoothly. I hear smoothly. I hear Ben Kramer and Nick are both considering being there, and that'll be wonderful time to catch them both. Usually they just show up for a day and they disappear, so I have to grab them. All right, we'll see what happens to interview them, I mean. All right, next picture. Yes, in Malaysia, July the 7th to the 12th. Yeah, before this, Geshe is going to Singapore, as far as I hear, for a DCI program. We'll get to talk more about it later. But then that's at the beginning of July, and then more into this is still kind of the beginning. But then he goes to Malaysia for the Bridge to the Diamond Way Course 6. And I use the time to remind everyone, try to do your homeworks, very, very important. You can do so going to the, I don't know, talk to your 5 houses representative and they'll tell you how to access them. That'll be safer. But try, they are fun, and they are, they are doable. They are doable. It's, in my mind, I thought just subconsciously that it was going to be very difficult. And now that I'm dedicating some time, I see it's doable. It's good. It's fun, actually. And I learn things that even I hear, but then you study them again and they get more solid, or they remind you. And sometimes you discover new things you may have missed on the first time. Okay, to finish today, yeah, you may remember on the on the Bridge to the Diamond Way, level 5, just a few weeks ago, some of our friends that live in LA, but they are from Ukraine, they organized, is the next picture, please? They organized this visit to Sedona. So what they did is they spent some time in, yeah, very welcome. I see the chat, of course. It's some of my favorite programs. So yeah, we went to the program Bridge to the Diamond Way 5, and these friends organized a visit to Sedona area, almost like a recreative tourist pilgrimage visit to the Sedona area. They organized like housing and some fun activities with Bimala, going to translation classes, visiting Dragon's Head. And it was a success. So thank you very much for doing that. I think they help people to be connected with the community, with the teachers, with the whole project. And there is a short video to show you and just to congratulate you. And with this video, thank you, Marina, so much. We'll say goodbye. Well, I mean, after the video, I'll just say goodbye and happy weekend. Although I already said so.
And shoot all the way to the crown. So this is your final goal. Not only of planet Earth, but now you're omniscient and able to save all planets, all beings, infinite, your entire universe. So here, visualize.
Вау, студентов. Say hi, Katya.
discrimination. And if you
it's a dressing. It's like dressing. Sometimes you feel like with corn with some butter. Yeah, but this is mixed.
Okay. So yeah, I think one of the things that is interesting for me about this is the idea, the possibility, like we can start doing things like that to prepare little visits, so making it easy for other people to visit and explore and get in touch with the community, with the activities that are here. I mean, we locals or people who are familiar with the place, I think it's a great idea. Just provide this little package of housing activities and things like that to make it easy for others. So I think the idea was very good. Congratulations and thank you to Bimala, Olena, and Alexander, Sasha. And yeah, hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. Geshe Michael still in activities in Dragon's Head. We are very excited to hear how everything is going and will have gone once we meet again, probably next Saturday. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. And thank you, Marina, again for sharing. All right, see you next time. Woo.